It seems the government have no solution whatsoever to this problem. What they'd rather do, I suppose, is put 3,000 terrorists on a watch list and just watch them until they commit a crime, because apparently they can't actually do anything to these people unless they've committed a crime, and up until that point no crime's been committed. I'm going to say a few things now that probably won't go down too well with some, and probably go down well with others. I'm appalled. The depths of depravity that these people go to. For what? For an imaginary friend in the sky? But don't worry, it's all right, because Theresa May's holding a Cobra meeting this morning. That'll make it go away. They will come out and condemned it. That'll make it go away, won't it? You know, I don't know how many times I've said it, and other people obviously have said the same thing. We have a massive, massive problem with what they believe to be radical Islam, when in actual fact I think it's Orthodox Islam. You know, 1.6 billion Muslims in the world, and it has been estimated through security services worldwide that anywhere between 10 and 20% are what they would call radical Islamists. Okay, not Orthodox, radical Islamists. Just equating on that number on the lowest estimate on the 10%, that's 160 million Muslims that want to kill us. So if you look to our country at the moment, between 4 and 6 million Muslims, just take that same 10%, please, if you would, if it can be seen like that. This problem isn't going to go away. You can condemn these actions all you like. You can hold Cobra meetings, you can keep them on a watch list. I think the only way, really, that you're going to solve this is to round up those terrorists and deport them. British born or not, they mean us harm. They're on a watch list. They're always on a watch list. Always. They're not lone wolves. They're acting in accordance with the scriptures of the trilogy, the Quran, the Hadith and the Surah. That's what they're doing. You know, we're called racists for opposing an ideology. And it is an ideology, it's not a religion. The imams will openly tell you that it is an ideology. There's no separation between church and state. It's all encompassing. You see, the problem is the government are scared. They're scared of the sheer numbers. And if they were, why do you think they don't deport these people? Why do you think they're on a watch list? Why do you think they imprison them in our country at the taxpayers' expense? Why do you think that is? They do that because they're scared of the uprising. Now, if we're led to believe that these people are peaceful, then surely if we deported the 3,000 on our watch list, what would happen? And I'm talking deport to a country that supports your ideology, because we don't. What do you think would happen if we deported the 3,000? Do you think that the moderates would rise up against the fact that you've deported terrorists? I think so. Do you think maybe the rest of the ones that aren't on the watch list will rise up because we've deported terrorists? You know, the books are actually inherently racist, because anyone, absolutely anybody, that doesn't follow Islam is a kafir, is an infidel, is an unbeliever. And as such must be persecuted for being so. That's the truth. I will guarantee you that our so-called white politicians and elite have not read the Quran. They don't know what Islam is. They don't know what it's about. And they're being advised by the Muslim Council of Britain, the biggest Trojan horse in history. They've been advised by Muslims that practice taqiyya, which is the art of lying to deceive the unbeliever to further the cause of Islam. I say deport. This will not stop. And before we get all the left jumping on this video saying about how that's so hateful and disgusting, we're talking about terrorists here. Terrorists of a certain ideology. It's not hate. Not swearing, screaming and shouting at the camera. Pointing out facts. And these are the facts, unfortunately. You know, go and tell that to the parents that have just lost their children from allowing them to go for a night out. Tell that to the people of Manchester. Tell that to the people of Europe. This problem isn't going to go away because Theresa May holds a Cobra meeting. It isn't going to go away because the likes of Tim Farron and the rest of these people there turn around and say they're not going to divide us. They want to divide us. No, they don't want to divide us. They want to kill us. Complete difference. What you're doing in actual fact is saying, you know, we don't want them to divide us between certain communities because you're scared of mob rule. You're scared of these people and the wantonness to kill the infidels, the unbelievers, the kuffars. How inherently racist is that book against every other race on the planet if you are not an Islamist, a Mohammedan? You know, I was busy taking care of other stuff last night, and I come home early hours of the morning to see this. I don't know what more we've got to say, people, to be honest. I'm really not... to debunk terrorists isn't hate. It doesn't go against any human rights. What about our rights in this country? What about the government and the fact that their first port of call, should we say, is the protection of our people? Security services aren't protecting us. The government aren't protecting us. The police aren't protecting us. The armed forces aren't protecting us. And is it really against the terrorist human rights to actually deport these bastards? If they're on a watch list, you're just allowing them to run across this country until they commit a crime. That puts all of us at risk. Every single one of us are at risk. There's a video on YouTube that's been called a false flag already. People disgust me. Absolutely disgust me. You know, I'm not one to jump on something. I don't like doing videos straight after these atrocities happen. But my brain just won't stop. Just won't stop. There's only one way to sort this out, and it is to eliminate the threat before the threat eliminates you. It's as simple as that. Eliminate the threat. But we're not allowed to do that. We have no power. And the governments are complicit. The elite are complicit in these attacks. How many more? Are you desensitised enough yet? Have you seen enough of it to not worry about it, to not give a shit? You know, it's going to take a great leader in this country, a great person, a great leader, to actually put this into operation and say, you know, sorry, but there's terms and conditions of living in this country. You certainly don't go around killing our own citizens. In which case, and if we're suspecting you of that, then you've got to go on the next available plane that we've laid on for you. Is that not right? Are we supposed to harbour these terrorists until they commit more atrocities in the name of an imaginary friend? An imaginary friend in the sky. And a prophet that wrote the books that supersedes the verses in the Quran. You just don't get it. You're not looking at the Middle East. You're not looking at Europe. You're not. You know. It's all right. Doesn't matter. Won't ever affect me. But it does, and it will indirectly affect all of us, and directly affect all of us. So I just keep looking out the window and just seeing people going about their lives. Driving past, going to work, back from work, picking kids up, doing what they're doing. You know, we all know what's going on, but no one wants to take the bull by the horns. No one wants to talk about the elephant in the room. No one's got a solution to the problem. The solution is quite clear. Deport the terrorists. It's simple. You know, like, well, I've seen a few posts as well about, you know, deport them, kill them, this, that, blah, blah, you know, hang them. If we had proper security in place, then when we did actually kick them out, deport them, you know, we've got a major problem in this country with people that want to leave this country, because apparently our security services have taken their passports away, so they can't actually leave this country, and they want to. Well, I say give them a helping hand, you know, help them, get them out. Round them up, deport them. And what you're going to find is then that these people are now going to say, well, actually, you shouldn't be doing that. How terrible that you've rounded up 3,000 terrorist Muslims and deported them. And we're not going to have that, so we're going to rise up. The rest of the terrorists on the watch list, the ones that aren't on the watch list, these aren't lone wolves. They're backed up by most of the Middle East. They're backed up by the scriptures in the books. And they're backed up by a government, because their government are too spineless and too weak to act. They're cowards, is what they are. So next time you're walking down a road and you think that you're being protected, how long does it take police to get anywhere? How long will it take armed police to get anywhere? How long will it take the army to get involved if these people, you know, look at the figures. 70,000 troops, 110,000 police. 10% of 4 to 6 million is 400,000 to 600,000 in this country alone that have the radical idea of what Islam is, apparently. That's what the elites think. You know, this is what their security services think. I'm disgusted that this is, you know, children. Is it because the lady in question that was actually holding the concert held certain beliefs? Some of the videos have contained homosexuality, etc., etc. Is that why it was targeted? Why would you target children? Please just tell me that. And they'll tell you it's your foreign policy is killing children in our lands. Absolute rubbish. That's the propaganda that they're putting out to actually reinforce and reaffirm the fact that you know, Islam should be fighting back. We've also got another problem. We've got a problem with the fact that we've got Muslims living in this country. We've got Muslims living in Europe, all across the West, really. And what these people tend to be is maybe peaceful, moderate. You know, but they've lived in our country for decades, lived in other countries for decades. Not a problem at all. Until what you've done in actual fact is opened up the floodgates to plenty more that want to come over with this fresh idea of what Islam is, and the East's idea of what Islam is. The westernised, watered down version is being backed up now and being reaffirmed by these people from the East, that this is what Islam is. You're losing your way, my brothers and sisters. You're losing your way. This is what it is. They're preaching it in the mosques. It's on the internet. It's in their own homes. The book is inherently racist. I don't think anybody can argue with that. It's inherently fascist in its views on non-Muslims. What other religion does that? I say religion because the others are certainly religions. What other religions do that? This isn't a religion. It's an ideology masquerading as a religion to gain the freedoms of religion that these people freely and openly Jesus Christ was a prophet, was he? Of Islam. You see how they're trying to include the Christians, they're trying to convert people. You don't see any other of these religions, the real ones, the ones that are not an ideology. You don't see any of these people out in the street trying to convert people. You know, there is no converting to be doing really. You just read the book and you go, right, well that's it, I'm a Christian, or blah blah blah. You have to be converted apparently by these people. Very subdued today, ladies and gentlemen, I must say. Very subdued. I can't believe again we're going down this same road with not a solution in place. It's not a security service's fault, is it? Obviously. And it's not our security services' fault, because these people are dictated to by people up above them. So don't think this is going to be the last, because it won't. Don't think this will just end because people condemn the attacks. Don't think this will end because Theresa May's holding a Cobra meeting. Look how important we are. Look at the work we're doing to stop this. You're not going to stop it unless these people are removed from our society. Give them back to the countries that support that ideology. Only then will the problem go away. I'll talk to you all later.